Well, today is Friday, and Scott and I are going to take a very long weekend, and we are headed up to Central Florida. We said again when we first moved here that we wanted to explore and kind of be tourists. So the first place we're headed is Sebring, Florida. There's a TV show. What's the TV show? Hometown. And so we're going to go up there, have lunch. It's on the way to where we're going, which is Mount Dora. Mount Dora, we're going to stay there for 3 nights. It's supposed to be really cute. We've rented a pontoon boat to explore the lake, explore the town, relax a bit. We're staying in a really old hotel, about 125 years old. So we're going to bring you along, and let's check out Central Florida.
Welcome to Boating Journey. I'm Scott, and she's Allie. We own 2 boats in the Pacific Northwest, but have recently found ourselves boatless after moving to southern Florida. We moved to be closer to different boating opportunities in the Caribbean, our favorite boating destination. Our goals are to explore the Florida waters, bring you some new boat tours, and hopefully find our next boat. So come along and follow us on our boating journey.
Continue on US 27 North for 65 miles.
We are about an hour into our drive, hour and maybe 15 minutes, and we took 595 to 75 north to 27. 75 is what takes you, is Alligator Alley, and that takes you over across to Naples. We've taken that a number of times on our road trips, but this time you take Highway 27. It's a 2-lane highway, and it takes you straight up to Central Florida. You follow a number of canals, and up ahead here we will be hitting Lake Okeechobee, which is the largest lake in, I believe, Fort Lauderdale, or Florida. And the interesting thing about Lake Okeechobee is that boaters can actually go across the middle of the state utilizing the lake, and they have a series of locks.
You can't swim in it.
You can't swim in it. It's man-made, I believe, and it's also extremely shallow, like really, really shallow. So we're in, I think, Okeechobee, because it says Okeechobee Inn. So we'll hopefully see that up here, get a little bit of it, but it's been kind of an uneventful drive. It's a nice, if you're from Washington, you're used to a 2-lane highway. This is lots of farmland. This is what it's been like. As you can see, there's not much to it, and I imagine that that's what Sebring's going to look like. And up ahead is where you can see we will be going to towards the lake. So let's see. Well, as you can see, there's this big hill, and we think that Lake Okeechobee, based on the map, is over this hill. So we don't know if we're going to actually be able to see any kind of lake, but it's weird that there's no hills in Florida. So it's weird that if it is, it's protected by this wall. So maybe we won't be able to get to see the lake. We'll find out. Okay, so we have this one big bridge right here. So we're assuming that this is where people would take their boats through, and we might be able to see the lake. Let's see. Is there a lake? Lake? I see a little canal. There's a marina down there. So that maybe there's probably a lock over there, is what I'm guessing, and that connects. Yeah, there's a series of locks right there. You can see them. Oh, there's another lock right there. Yeah, there's the big lock right there. So this is where they come through, and then they come out over there. Yikes. Okay. Now we're in another congested little city. We are in, can't read what that says. Moorhaven? No. Yeah, Moorhaven. And the giant flag is half-staff for Pope Francis. So we think these are oranges, but as you can see coming up here, and especially over here, well, you'll see a bunch here, they all died. They must have had like some kind of hurricane, or I think is what happened, and just rows and rows and rows and rows of dead orange trees. I'm assuming they're oranges because Florida's known for oranges, but dead. Well, we are now about 30 minutes from Sebring. It has just been a straight stretch and just following along canals and farmland. So if you want to just take a nice casual Sunday drive, Central Florida, and see a bunch of farmland, oh, this is your drive, right?
Pretty much. Not exciting.
We're actually driving through Lake Placid, which is not in New York. It is here, well, it is, but it's here in Florida. And if you didn't know, here's a fun fact. Lake Placid is the caladium, I think I'm saying that right, capital of the world. And I actually happen to have 2 caladium plants. I don't know what this giant tower is for. Interesting. But it looks like, well, the grocery stores, and pass by some McDonald's and usual, and not sure what that is. Oh, and there's Lake Placid. Look at that. Who knew? I think a lot of people come here probably to retire, is what I'm gonna guess. It's probably pretty cheap. So this is Sebring. They have a heart of the town, like, I guess, you know, industrial part on Highway 27, but now we're on a little side street because we're going to the famous Circle, which is in the TV show. That's where all the restaurants should be. And it's called what? Sebring Circle?
I think so, yeah.
So, well, we're going to find out here soon. Okay, what is Sebring known for?
It's mostly known for their racetrack. They have, I think, a real famous road track here. People come from all over the world.
Kenworth Lodge, no? Looks pretty.
The challenge is they go to the racetrack and then they don't come into town and support the locals. So.
Oh. Okay, this is where you see this little thing here. That's what you're taking. It's called Ridgewood. This is what it's famous for, and this is all the little restaurants and stuff. The soap company, we'll have to go see there. They added this little thing. I saw that episode.
I'll go around the circle first and see if I can get from
It's got a little distillery.
Otherwise, we'll have to go park in a spoke. It's good to see that there's no parking.
Very cute. So this is the little Circle. You can kind of see they have all these quaint
Yeah,
little...
they redid the Circle Theater.
Okay. You're the one that watches the show.
And then they put in all the benches and everything to bring everybody into the park because there wasn't much there. And then they did the soda shop, which we're going to definitely have to stop after lunch.
Okay.
And
then they did the soap. I want to check out the soap shop.
I think they redid this one too.
Oh yeah, they redid that balcony.
There. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So all kinds of good stuff.
Okay.
And it looks relatively crowded. There seems to be some good foot traffic.
Yeah, let's
There's
find...
no parking down here, so that means...
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of parking, but it's all taken, which is a good sign.
Let's find a place to eat.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. Roanoke. We have a Roanoke where we're from.
Yeah.
Oh, distillery straight ahead. Fish and chips, burgers, flatbreads.
Maybe we go in there.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Burger Emporium.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Well, we had lunch at the distillery. What was that called? The 301?
301. Yeah.
And it was fantastic. I had a Reuben and Scott had a burger, and it was very messy though. So now what we're doing is we're doing the Circle, So you can see behind me, that's kind of the heart of it, of the circle. And then there's little shops all the way around. I'll show you here. So, not sure what that is. This is another grow. So there's two of these grow your business here. So it looks like they're still looking to.
There's still plenty of room for new businesses to come in.
A lot of places are adding these little outside. That was one of the recommendations, to add a little seating all around. It's cool. Let's go look in there. Yeah.
There you go, supporting the locals.
Yep. I'm excited.
And now I'm going to go support the locals by getting some ice cream across the way. Delicious. Lake Jackson. Finally, we get to see a lake.
Yeah, Lake Jackson and Sebring. We have the AC blasting because it is blazing hot right now. It's 95 degrees. Oh my god, it's hot. It's way hotter than
At home, it's not awfully hot.
It's way hotter than Fort Lauderdale. And my arm got sunburned and I was only in the sun 10 minutes. So, wow. So we've got about 57 miles to go to Mount Dora. We just stay on this road, which is 27 north. And we're staying at the Lakeside Inn, so we're excited to check it out. So we've been on the road for over an hour from Sebring, but we've probably only gone about 25 miles. And it's because after you go north on 27 from Sebring, about every 2 miles you hit a light, and you can see here, there's the light. So while it's scenic, it is a 2 to 3 lane road going in north, and this is all you see is traffic. So
Small town after small town after small town.
we're not going home this way.
After small town.
It's just been, we still have over an hour and a half to go.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this quick trip through Sebring, Florida. Join us next time as we continue our travels in Central Florida as we visit Mount Dora and stay in Florida's oldest hotel. And if you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. We appreciate all your continued support. See you next time.